Hello guys, good day, what's up today? On today's flight we will be going from Strasbourg Entzheim in France to Milan Linate in Italy in a fictional Alitalia 737-800. As you can see today we are parked on the apron next to some other aircraft, AI aircraft. We are currently looking at a magnificent livery, Alitalia livery of the Zibo 737-800 in X-plane. As we can see today, the weather is quite overcast. We'll have a look at the ATIS information in a second while we power up the aircraft. It will be a quite short flight. I think it will take less than an hour airborne time, less than an hour flight time. But it will be fun. So I suggest we all get in and let's get this baby started up. So, first of all, battery on. Let's start the flight leg and ask for some ground power. This is exactly what we need. Perfect. We have the ground power, so let's just use it. I'll switch on the aft fuel pump on the left hand side in order to be able to switch on the APU. I'll set our position lights, arm the emergency exit lights, set the seatbelt sign to on, turn on the window heat, turn on the AC with the APU bleed, and set our flight altitude. Flight altitude will be 260, flight level 260. Okay, now we are waiting for the APU to fire up. Let's see what the weather looks like at, thank you, at Lima Foxtrot Sierra Tango, which is the airport we are currently sitting at. It will take some time, but we will get eventually the ATIS information from here. Passengers are boarding, getting ready, strapping their seatbelts on while we wait for the APU. There it is. Perfect. We can now also have the IRSs align. This will take approximately 1 minute. I'll switch off this ground power unit. Still no ATIS information available. Let's wait just a little more. This is all looking good. Turn off my VORs. We won't be needing them for the first part of the flight. The ATIS information is available. It is from today, from more or less 1 hour ago. Winds 290 degrees, 10 knots, variable, visibility more than 10 kilometers, few clouds 4,600, scattered 7,800, broken 8,800. CBs, that's not good. So we will have to switch on the weather radar. You never know when you might encounter some bad weather, some storm clouds, some cumulonimbus, that's what CB stands for. And I can now see that our IRSs are aligned because it says enter IRS position. Okay, so winds from 290 degrees. Let us take a look in the AVITAB charts which runways we have. We have a runway 2305, so I suggest we just take off on runway 05. We are currently parked somewhere here, so we will have to go all the way here to Echo in order to take off on runway 23. Okay, that's nice. Let me ask for the better pushback already, because it always takes a while before it is there. Like this, and then we'll turn the aircraft like this. That's good.
Ground to cockpit, bladder knowledge, call me through the menu when you are ready.
Okay, I'll just wait 1 more second before I call him through the menu and start our FMC. I'll set the IRS position based on the GPS coordinates Route Lima Foxtrot Sierra Tango to Linate, and like this. Okay, let's see if Avitab can give us a decent route from Lima Foxtrot Sierra Tango to Milan Linate. 192 nautical miles, that's perfect. Via Lupin. Then the Yankee 711 airway to Nator. November 850. Oh, sorry, that's an airway, not a waypoint. DGAD. Zulu 424. And then Akazu. Bit like the Spanish Acasa, which means let's go home. So let's activate this and set our departure via runway 23. We have a Lupe 7 Hotel Sid. Let's see if I can find some information on that. The Lupe 7 hotels via the Strasbourg VOR, and then to Lupin, and then to our next waypoint. Okay, that should be fine. So the Lupin 7 hotel. This is basically what it says. Now let's take a look by the intersection. Lupin, Dinel, Mopan. Let's see if that makes any sense here. Intersection. Then Lupin. No, this basically doesn't really make sense. So let's take a look. From runway 23 we go to the Strasbourg VOR. Let's enter that. That's the Sierra Tango Romeo. Like this. And then we seem to like have an intermediate waypoint, but let's say that we go straight to Lupin. Like this. Okay, now let's see if this makes more sense. Yes, it looks like it makes more sense. Perfect. Let's keep it that way. Let me ask for the pushback. While we are at it, request a pushback.
Ground to copy. Tow is driving up.
Perfect. Switch on the anti-collision light. While we are at it, and meanwhile I continue setting up our FMC. The zero fuel weight reserves will try to land with 5,000 pounds.
Flight attendants prepare for departure. Cross check and all call. Thank you.
Of fuel. Our cost index will be 35, and we will be cruising at 250. Let me see if that is also what I 260 east is odd, so I should take 250. Like this. Transition altitude 7,000 feet. Does this make sense? Let me check that on the charts. Transition altitude 7,000 feet, so yes, this makes sense. And one limit, I'll use...
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Perfect. I'll use the complete power to take off, but then for the climb 1. Take off page flaps 5. Center of gravity gives us a trim of 529. 28. It's more or less like this, and then our V speed's 156, so I'll set 171 as climb out speed. like this. Course, the runway course, or runway heading, more or less, 230. Same here for the heading. As you can see, the tow tug is pushing the aircraft up.
Now connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Parking brake is released.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Thank you. Like this. Auto brakes rejected takeoff. I'll set this to the progress page. Switch on the yaw damper, the fuel pumps. Like this, all the rest is looking good. I'll switch off the packs and turn on engine number 2. Spooling up. Start valve is open. And I'll add some fuel.
In just a few moments, we'd like you to direct your attention to the video screens located throughout the cabin.
Meanwhile,
For an important
passengers
safety
are
demonstration on
receiving
our
the
board,
safety instructions from our
737
flight attendants. Tick, there it is. Engine number 2 has started. Let's start engine number 1. Same procedure, start switch to ground. Wait for more or less 25% N2. And then set the fuel switch to idle instead of cutoff. Just like this. Pushback is almost complete.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Set the parking brake. Parking brake is set.
Disconnecting tow. Standby.
Thank you. Standing by. The tow tug is now lowering the nose wheel. We'll release it. Okay, engine number 1 has started as it should. That's perfect, so let's take some electricity from there. I'll switch on the probe heat, the electric hydraulic pumps, the air conditioning packs. I'll turn off the APU bleed and turn off the APU itself. Switch on the taxi lights. That's it. We are almost ready to go. Waiting for the tow tug to finish his business.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal of the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Thank you. I'll set my flaps. Flaps 5. Weather radar is switched on. We should be good. Oh, I see there's a discontinuity. Here somewhere. No. We'll see when we are in the air. Perfect. No worries, my friends. So there we have it. We can release the parking brake. Use the throttle to get going. So if you take a look at the map, we need to get over here, then all the way over here. Then I'll give my warmest welcome to all our passengers. Left hand, runway 23, there it says on the sign. Now let's get our autopilot ready. Flight directors go on. Auto throttle armed. VNAV, LNAV armed. Set the engine switches on cont. The engine start switches on cont. Almost there. Almost ready for departure. Here it is. Holding point Echo, runway 23. Let's enter the runway. Like this. I'll turn on the landing lights, strobe lights. Turn on the transponder. Align with the runway. Not too far. Okay, let's start spooling up the engines. Seem to be spooling up evenly. Takeoff thrust. 98.1% N1. Still center line.
$80 knots.
Check. Just have to love the bumpy runways and X-plane. Slowly getting to V1. There it is. Rotate. There seems to be some crosswind. Gear up. And now let's get that nose up to maintain 171 knots for the initial climb out.
400. $1,000.
1000. Lower the nose in order to speed up. Flaps 2. The Vosges right in front of us. Beautiful nature over there. A hilly area. Let's make a left-hand turn to Lupin while we have the aircraft picking up some speed. Should be lowering the nose a little. Flaps 1. Clouds are getting closer. And flaps up. Tailwind now, speeding up to 250 knots. And I'll engage the autopilot. Like this, turn off the auto brakes, set the landing gear lever to off. Start switches, auto. All looking good. Next waypoint, Lupin. Still 17 degrees centigrade outside, so no need for engine anti-ice. There we are. Clouds are coming closer. The Rhine below us. A massive river. There we are, right in the clouds. Thank God it isn't too turbulent. Almost at 7,000 feet. Let's set our barometric pressure at 1013. Q&E. And in the meanwhile, let us ask the A-cars for some information about the weather at Milan Linate. So Milan has two runways, 17 left and right and 35 left and right. As soon as we have the ATIS information, we can pick a runway. Still in the clouds, almost passing 10,000 feet. Perfect. Landing lights go off. Seatbelts off. Autopilot is lowering the nose of the aircraft in order to pick up speed. ATIS information is available. This is recent information. Wind 070, 4 knots. More than 10 kilometers of visibility. Broken 4000 QNH 1014, 28 degrees centigrade. This is perfect flying weather. So this means it will be a crosswind landing. Since we are coming from the north, more or less, I suggest we land on runway 17 right. This will be the most efficient runway. Our last waypoint is Akasu. Let me find a star arrival that can lead us to this runway via Akasu. Checking the charts on my tablet. So there are several, there we are out of the clouds, there are several arrival routes via Akasu. There seems to be no ILS procedure for runway 17 right, so let us take 17 left. Let me first check that. Which exact ILS arrival or landing we would like to have. So all ILS arrivals require us to come overhead. Then make a turn northbound. So I suggest we don't do that. Let us just take this ILS arrival via the Akasu to Kilo. This one, and then we'll fix the legs like we want, because what the standard arrival procedure wants us to do isn't highly efficient. On the legs page, after Akasu, we should go to Mike Charlie 416 and then Mike Charlie 417. So let's skip the 417 and go immediately to, let me see that on the other chart. Right here. Like this. Okay, perfect. This greatly reduces our required distance, which is a good thing, and let us check on the plan if that makes sense. Akasu, Mike Charlie 416, yes, and then just a landing on the runway 17 left. Okay, this is perfect. This is way more efficient than what is published. The localizer frequency 110.75. This final approach course 168. Let me already introduce the course and the heading. We are already on the approach course, it seems. Decision altitude 230 feet. Let's introduce that to 230 feet. This will make the call out minimums, and then we will have to decide whether we continue or not. We can continue if you are visual with the runway. If we are not, then we cannot continue. Runway elevation 745 feet. So let's introduce 750 feet. Like this. Okay. Transition altitude 6,000 feet, transition level by ATC. So let's say that when we pass flight level 60, we'll switch to QNH instead of QNE. And then there's also a VOR 113.35. Like this. We will use both. So I will set both. We'll probably already be receiving this VOR. No, not yet. There's mountains in between. We have to cross Switzerland first before we get there. Passengers back there are relaxing, sitting back, enjoying the flight. Almost flight level 240. We'll have to call out 1000 to go.
$1,000 to go.
1000 to go. Check. Missed approach. Proceed on track 168 to 3000 feet and hold between 13 nauticals on radial 168 of Mike Papa, not Mama. was thinking there was something wrong with me saying mama. And 18 nauticals. Okay, which basically means you climb straight out and you make a hold. Okay, perfect. All going well. Top of descent, 56 nautical miles. Okay, I'll just tell the people that we have leveled off.
Well, folks, for our initial cruise altitude now, it should be a relatively smooth flight. Seatbelt sign is off. Please only move around the cabin when that sign is off. And anytime you're in your seat, I do request your seatbelt fastened about you regardless of the seatbelt sign. Moving up cabin a little closer. Meanwhile, please sit back, relax, enjoy the trip with us.
Switzerland below. Beautiful aircraft, 737. We have a massive headwind, 43 knots. But we'll be just fine. So we will be passing Lima Sierra Zulu Hotel, which is Zurich Airport, but we won't see it, unfortunately, because of all those clouds. Still not receiving the Milan Malpensa VOR. 113.35. That's correct if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So Milan, the fashion capital of the world. 40 nauticals before our start of our descent. We will be landing with flaps 30 at VREF of 156 knots, and I'll descend at 0.76 Mach or 265 knots. Good, 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 good. It's a pity that the standard approaches are so inefficient, but I think in real life, if traffic permits, then ATC gives airliners a shortcut, just like we are taking right now. Anyway, it will be an interesting approach. We might have to take into account terrain clearance. If I'm not mistaken, Milan isn't in the mountains, but close to the mountains. We'll see what happens. 24 nauticals before we have to start our descent. So let me set 3,000 feet in the altitude window. Still over Switzerland. Oh, what's happening there? Turbulence. I sure hope my passengers were wearing their seatbelts. Otherwise their head would be smashed to the window. All is fine, all is fine. We have some good flight attendants taking care of them. Mountaintop here, you can see in between the clouds. Wonderful scenery and explain. 14 nauticals. I'll switch on the fasten seatbelt sign. I think our flight attendant, there she is.
For your safety, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign has been switched off.
Right, and the aircraft is slowly decelerating to get to 265 knots, and we will start our descent right now. I'll set the auto brakes. I'll also set my speed brake. Is it armed? Yes, it is armed. That's what it says here. Landing in 20 minutes, my friends. Now we are receiving the VOR, Mike Papa. Right in front of us. So once we will have landed on runway 17 left, we will have to taxi via runway 17 right in order to get to the terminal. Oh, I see there are two terminals, so we can basically choose which terminal. Terminal 2 might be closer by than Terminal 1. And Terminal 2 lies in between the thresholds of runway 17 right and 17 left. That might also be a good option. Two runways, exact the same length, 12,861 feet. More than enough for what we want to do. Oh, nice, we have the mountains below us. So yes, terrain clearance during our descents might be an issue. That's the bad part of being ill-prepared and not using ATC. We'll see, we can level off. The bad part is, it is cloudy, so we can't really see what's in front of us. but we'll manage some way. Let's just be safe. So we are entering Italy as we speak. "66 nauticals to go." Oh, I see mountains appear right below us. Passengers are also enjoying their view. Let's just not crash into the mountains. All seems good here. So I think, unless we crash into the mountains, this should be a rather uneventful flight. Temperature is -1, so as soon as we enter the clouds we'll have to switch on the anti-ice devices. Looking good, those mountains. All fluffy, those clouds. Passing flight level 180. Still didn't hit any mountain, which is good. Inbound Basgo. The mountains are getting closer. Flight level 160 now. Still not in the clouds, that bothers me quite a bit. You never know what the clouds might be hiding. Some mountain maybe, living on the edge. 45 nauticals to go. Less than 15 minutes before touchdown. Passing flight level 140, still no mountains that hit us, or us that hit the mountain. How's it looking over here? Getting closer, it's true. Now setting course to the airfield. Flight level 130. See a mountain top there, still way below us. Let me check the identifier of the ILS approach. India Mike Sierra Lima. This is correct, this is what I see. So we are 40 nautical miles out, and we are already receiving the ILS localizer. Let me see if there are any altitude restrictions we should take into account. That might also be useful information. Akasu! It shows no altitude restriction on the chart, but I can see that we have mountain tops going up to 17,600 feet around Akasu. Once we pass Akasu, we should be fine. Now I think we're good. 4 nauticals from Akasu. Leveling off a little to lose some speed. Not yet in the clouds, so not yet hitting into the mountains neither. We'll be fine. Still losing some speed. We're going to 240 knots. Drag is required, it says, but let's just let the aircraft do a little, as it thinks it should do. 10,000 feet, landing lights go on. And I thought we had a VREV of 141, no, 165. 165, okay. Let's not forget that. 165. We are now 28 nauticals from the runway threshold. Seem to have lost the ILS signal. Yes, we do. And that's not funny. I think we still have the glide path, but not the localizer. -17°C. Okay, perfect. We won't need anti-ice as soon as we go through the clouds. My machine has a hard time giving me good frame rates with all those clouds. Let's ask again for ATIS. You might have an updated ATIS right now. And there is the localizer. Okay, we are now entering the clouds. Still a high speed. I'll extend the speed brakes just to lose some speed. Not too much. Like this. Just a couple of knots. Still no ATIS information. ILS-1, India, Mike Sierra Lima. There you have it. Below the glide path. I have to set QNH, but therefore I need the ATIS information. It's the same as when we departed in Strasbourg 1014. And here we are. And back in the clouds. Beautiful Italy. Just below the clouds right now. Now let me switch to manual flight, since we need to lose speed. I'll set the speed brakes out again. I'll put 156 knots right here, our VREF 156, like this, and let's lose some speed. Turn a little to the left to intercept the localizer just a little better. Raise the nose to 7 degrees centigrade outside. No worries. No need for anti-ice. I'll just level off a little and then follow the diamond. Have the field inside. Just turn a little more to the left, flaps 1. And now follow the diamond. And there you have it. We are back in the clouds. No, it was very short. Flaps 2. Landing gear out. We still need some drag. I'll arm the speed brake. Put that nose down because we need to be way more lower. Flaps 10. I think I just overshot the localizer a little. Flaps 15. Add a tad of power. Flaps 25. And I just overshot the localizer again. And flaps 30. Final approach flaps. I'll add in some more power. Have the aircraft descend just a little more in order to intercept the glide slope. There it is. All is coming well. Seem to be drifting to the right, so we'll crab in. Perfect. I'll still need to set the engine start switches to can't. Will be good. Lower the nose a little. pull back the throttles since we are speeding up.
Thousand feet stabilized, Mr. Birch, altitude set.
A firm 3,000 feet. Should be lower. Hard on frame rates today for the landing. Fortunately not too laggy. Oh, there we're gaining some speed. I hope it's not wind shear.
500.
I think not. Let's not lose that glide slope again.
Approaching intervals. 300. Intervals. 200.
The puppy says 3 reds,
100.
1 white, but we'll just fine. 50 feet over the threshold. Retard. Set it on the ground. Like this reverse thrust. And remain on the center line. Manual braking.
80 knots.
Reverses go off. And we'll try to vacate right here at the right. Good. Now let's taxi to Terminal 2. First I'll switch off my landing lights, turn on the taxi light, but it was still on. Start the APU, set my engine start switches to auto and set the position lights to steady, turn off the transponder, retract the flaps and retract the speed brakes. Now that was fun. The approach wasn't too difficult, too bad. I was losing some frame rates at the end, but it didn't bother me too much. I still need to tweak the X-plane visual settings to have good frame rates no matter what. That's ongoing business. Welcome to Milan Linate. I hope we will find a parking spot right in front of us. Terminal 2 that is. Let's stay on the center line. In the meantime, I'm watching the charts to see if I can find some ground chart showing the parking spots that are available. Okay, I think if I make a right turn right here, like this, then I might go around the other way. No, that's not. Oh, yes, that's going to work out. Like this, and then a left-hand turn. Let me check from the outside. Which gives a better overview of what you are doing. And then we might park just here, like this, here on the left hand side. I'll stay outside to make sure I don't hit any objects. Slow down just a little. Perfect, like this. Now let's move a little forward. Let me check how far the other aircraft are. Right here, perfect. Parking brake is set. The APU is already online, so let's use it. APU bleed can come on. Switch off the engines right now and turn off the fasten seatbelt signs and the anti-collision light. This is it. Safely landed, safely parked. Now let's open some doors. No, they are still locked. I sometimes wonder why they are locked. It all depends on the livery. I think I must be doing something wrong in some liveries. Sometimes I can unlock them, sometimes I can't. I have no idea. Let's turn off the window heat, turn off the pitot heat, the electric hydraulic pumps, same thing. The air conditioning packs off, the APU bleed off, the APU gen switches off, all lights off, all fuel pumps off, and battery off. And here we are. Let me see. Now we can open all the doors. Cargo, emergency exit lights. Let's just open it all. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this flight from Strasbourg to Milan Linate in this fictional Alitalia livery of the Zibo 737-800. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. There will be more explain videos coming, mainly with the 737, sometimes also with smaller airplanes like the Robin 401. There's a wonderful Robin 401 of Aerobasque that comes with explain. I'll be using it from time to time for my videos, and I will also make new videos about me flying a real aircraft, Piper 28, in Western Europe. So don't forget to subscribe to get a notification as soon as I upload a new video. And thanks for watching. Bye bye.